Okay, hello everyone. My name is Anya Iwezu and I'm your presenter. Today we will provide an overview of the TEGL 23-19 Change 2, the Alabama Department of Workforce Data Validation Policy, Pearl Reporting Timeline, the admin report, and the electronic submission version. These are the key components of data validation. Training and Employment Guidance Letter TEGL number 23-19, Change 2 is the most recent directive for US DOL data validation. It was issued May 12, 2023, and is active and continuing. The link to access the document has been provided in the PowerPoint, which everyone will receive a copy. The purpose of the TEGL is to provide clarification of program instructions. Attachment 1 provides program-specific data validation instructions, and Attachment 2 lists source documentation for each element. The initial version of the TEGL provided information and guidelines for grant recipients to use in developing resources and procedures for ensuring that the data submitted for performance reporting are valid and reliable. Our state data validation policy re-emphasizes the necessity of accurate, valid, and reliable data, and establishes the routine requirements of quarterly data validation and annual staff training. The full document is located in Alabama Works Staff Online Resources under Policies. This is the current year's Pearl reporting timeline. The Pearl reports are due for submission to US DOL 45 days after the end of the quarter. After they are accepted, I will send a notification to staff when the data validation files are generated. This is an example of the admin report that is produced quarterly when data validation is completed and corrected. It is a snip of the Q4 2023 Wagner-Pizer admin report. It breaks down all of the reviewed elements. For this report, the total number of elements reviewed are 3,377. We have a completion rate of 100%, a pass rate of 28.23%, and a fail rate of 0.03%. Our goal is to have a 0% overall fail rate, and we basically made it. So great job, everyone. If you have a failure, you will need to contact your data validation representative so that they can review it. Now we are going to go into the electronic version on submitting data validation. This quarter, we will not use the manual version. You will need to have 2 internet browsers. I use Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome. And I'm going to share my screen at this time. I'm logged into Edge, and I will use this login to view the report itself. I will use Google Chrome to look up the participant. So to access the report, I go to my menu and scroll to reports, then click Federal Reports. WIOA Performance, Pearl Reporting Assistant, Pearl Data Sampling. Then I'm going to use my filter to narrow down my report that I want to access. The reporting period, I will use Q2 2024. And the funding stream I will use is Wagner-Pizer. You can only do one funding stream at a time. Then I click Filter. and show details. Now I'm going to scroll to the file sample audit and select complete data element validation. For this example, I will use the area that I'm in. So I'll use Central Alabama Works and Montgomery Career Center, and then click Prepare Forms button. This brings us to the data validation forms page. These are all the records for this funding stream's data validation. There are 36 records. Currently, they are all outstanding. The record selection, you can change how you view these records using these radio buttons. So to validate the record, I'm going to click in the action column, Validate Record. This brings me to the client's joint data element validation sheet, which in the header contains the unique individual identifier. The numbers here are the state ID for the client. It also includes the program entry date, the program exit date, the local area, the office, and the funding stream. It also includes the columns element name, reported value, audit outcome, source document, and comments. I'm going to work from the reported value column. If there is a reported value, there needs to be an audit outcome selected. So let's go to the client's, and I'm going to Chrome to the client's record using 2669515. Let me sign in. Okay, so now I'm going to assist the client, assist the individual. I'm going to enter the client state ID, which is 266, I believe it was 9515. Or if you're very careful, you can copy and paste. But if you click that link, it's going to take you out of the report and you'll have to go through those steps again. So be careful. Okay, I'm going to go to the Programs tab. This client has several applications, but we're looking at Wagner-Pfizer. Okay, the program entry date, October 6, 2023, and the date of program exit, November 9, 2023. I do see that is a match for this application. We are using the participation date. The application date may be different, but the participation date does validate the data, and the exit date also. So I'm going to mark pass. And for my source document, I'm going to select electronic records. Now I'm going to bring up the TEAGL so we can briefly look at the source documentation listed here. It's on page 10, where it says types of, this is attachment 2, types of source documentation. There are 4 main categories: case notes, cross-match, electronic records, and the 4th type is self-attestation. And so the records using an official record keeping system or MIS qualifies as an electronic record. So that's why we selected that. I go back to my validation sheet. This had, the audit outcome has not applicable, but since it is a reported value, we are still going to verify the data and select a pass or fail for the audit outcome. So other reasons for exit, we're going to look at our TEAGL, and that's going to be on page 18. And you can review this in detail when you have time. Element number 923. This lists the reasons for exit. There are 7 reasons for exit. 1 being incarcerated, 2 medical treatment, 3 deceased, 4 National Guard, 5 in the foster care system, 6 someone who was determined to be eligible but later determined not to meet the criteria, and 7 a criminal offender. Our record shows 0, 0. It says if the participant does not meet any of the above conditions. So that means no. What is in their profile? So I expand the exit and it says soft exit. So that would be a pass because it does not list one of the 7 reasons provided in the TEAGL. And I'm going to use electronic records. All right. This is my next reported value is the wages, 1600 through 1704. And I will go to the client's activities. Then wage information for a program participant. And I'm going to verify the date and the program because there are several, even though the wages, some of them are the same, you still want to make sure that the wages that you are using, the program matches and the participation date matches the exit date. And we do show wages first, second, third, and fourth quarter after exit. That's important. That is after exit quarter. So all of this would be passed. 1600, 1602, 1604, and 1606. Pass. 1704 is verifying the amount, not that they worked only, but the amount of $3,868.37. So second quarter after exit, we do verify that amount is the same. So we mark pass. For the source document, since it was retrieved from the wage information, we used UI wage data match. Okay, the next reported value is the type of recognized credential and then the date. So the first place I will look is the document section. And what was that date? Okay, nothing there. I can also look in the corresponding WIOA application. There is a credential listed. And it is a match occupational certificate, and the date received October 6th. For the source document, I'm going to select cross match. But as you can see, there are several other acceptable ways to verify this information. And then click Save. Now the outstanding has updated to 35 and the completed to 1. You will know that you have completed your data validation when the completed number matches the all records count. If you have to start a record, for example, let's take this record. I'm going to assist a new individual. And go to the programs. Okay, no, do not create. We are not changing any information when doing data validation. We are only verifying the information that's there. So no, do not create. This client only has one application with all dates October 19, 2023. And so I'm going to mark pass. If for some reason I have to stop, I'll scroll down, click Save. This record goes to the partially completed. To view that record, if I want to pick back up, I'll change my radio button from outstanding to partially completed. Then I can validate the record and it will move to the completed status. That is all of the examples I have today. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, I do have a final note. Q1 2024 data validation is complete, and an email will be sent when Q2 2024 samples are available. The email notification will come from the Alabama Department of Workforce Data Validation Group email. Please let me know if anyone needs to be removed or added. Another note, please do not reply with the group email in the to field or the CC field. Please direct all questions to your data validation representative. Their names and contact details will be in the Q2 2024 email. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya. Appreciate that. I think there was one question there at the end and then it went away. And it was if the Excel spreadsheet is still an option, we will no longer use the Excel spreadsheet. We will continue going electronically. Is that right?
That's correct. We will no longer use the Excel, which is also referred to as the manual version. We will use the electronic version only. And that will be using the method that I just showed you.
Great, great. And just for your information, for people who didn't get to attend in your office that needs to attend this, it will be recorded, and Heather's recording it, and it will be available very soon in the next few days, and you can the link will go out to everybody. So we appreciate it. I don't see any more questions. I also put Ty's email address on here in the chat. And appreciate you going. I appreciate Anya. This was an awesome job, Anya. You did wonderful, and as usual, and appreciate your hard work on this. Great job. If there are no more questions, sure. You deserve it. If there are no more questions, good to see you guys. Good to hear from you. Hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.